My name's Lauren. I started a company called ZAIKO about a year and a half ago. So for today, I'm going to give a sort of history of the company, a quick company history starting from last year, and then talk about the large pivot that we made in response to COVID, and then talk about how clients use us and so on. First of all, ZAIKO began in January 2019 as a self-service white label ticketing platform. So we are a startup. We raised a seed round combined with investors from Japan and investors outside of Japan. Because we had so many non-Japanese investors, and for several other reasons, we actually made the company in Singapore, but all of our operations are based here in Japan. And we have a very diverse team. So we have employees from all over the world, which allows us to have a multilingual platform. So basically you can buy a ticket in Japanese, English, Chinese, or Korean, and then you can pay with, at the convenience store or with your, international credit card. You can use Alipay and WeChat Pay. And so when we made the company last year, if we all remember pre-COVID times, where it's like, oh, the Tokyo Olympics are coming. Oh, there's a huge tourism boom. And another thing that we were seeing is for music festivals like Fuji Rock or Summer Sonic, a lot of people were traveling from all over the world to come to Fuji Rock. Tons of people from Thailand, tons of people from China. And so we thought we could make a sort of pan-Asian event ticketing platform. And then also another key component of what we do is white label, like I've mentioned, or maybe people might know it better as OEM. But the idea is that you can make your own ticketing platform. So artists or festival organizers can sell directly to fans, can contact their audience again in the future through our CRM tools, and can keep data on who's purchasing tickets and where they found the information and things like that. So if everyone's familiar with Shopify as a sort of web store e-commerce solution, if Amazon is Ticketmaster or Ticketpia, ZAIKO is a company like Shopify for tickets. We're allowing you to make your own ticketing platform. So that was the initial sort of plan for this company. And so for the entirety of our first year, January 2019 to January 2020, every month we experienced, about 20% growth month on month. Like we were moving along really steadily. We were using up our seed round funding and moving into what we hoped would be a really strong round A of fundraising for the company. And then in February, Corona hit. And what happened is that all the events that we were selling tickets for got canceled. So we had to refund customers all of their, money, which means we lost sales retroactively. So from everything we sold from November basically disappeared as we turned it back to the customers. And then we had a projection of almost zero revenue because every single event was canceled. And our clients were freaking out even more than we were. So we decided, to take the normal ticket, which has a little, you log into your phone, it's a ticket online, it's a browser-based thing, and there's a little e-ticket inside, and you swipe it to get into the venue. And we thought, what if on that ticket face, instead of information about the venue and so on, what if we embedded a video? And that way we could sell tickets to a live stream. We could sell tickets to an online event. And so we didn't really have a ton of options, and we developed that really quickly, and we announced it in March in the very first week. And then shortly after, we had our first live stream, which was March 14th. It's a band called Sero. They're not, like Beatles level. They're very, very well-respected indies band, kind of an artist. And they have, you can see on there, they have 24,000 Twitter followers. And they had a big tour finale scheduled. It was actually, I think, supposed to be in Sendai or somewhere, but they had a tour finale scheduled and it got canceled. And so instead they decided to bring the show online. And none of us knew what would happen. We thought maybe 100, we were hoping like 200, 300 people would buy a ticket to watch a video. But what happened is we had over 5,000 people buying tickets, and each ticket was 1,000 yen. And then there was tipping. So that means that this show grossed over $50,000 from an online video. And it blew everyone away. We didn't expect it to happen. And it was huge news as everyone started writing about this sort of innovation, this change in consumer behavior. And so that helped us become a market leader for this type of thing. We consider ourselves the market leader for online events, digital events, and live streaming here, especially paid ones that are ticketed. We don't really do free live streams. That's not what we're made for. And so, yeah, I mean, we're still a ticket company somehow, despite Corona happening. And in the last 6 months, we've sold 3,500 ticketed live streams. We've paid back over 20 million USD to organizers. We've sold 1 million live stream tickets. And what's really exciting as a startup is it's that pivot you hear of so often, but it's not really the hugest pivot, because we weren't starting from scratch. Like, we had really strong technology infrastructure around payment, around CRM, around purchasing and multilingual things. And we had a customer support department, we had a dashboard to make tickets. So we really had a lot of infrastructure, and then we just made a bold move based on what was happening in the world, and kind of took a risk, and it paid off really well. So here's our website. This is our homepage. As you can see, there's a lot of events listed. It's huge variety, but very few customers come to this website and buy events. We're white label. This is kind of a catalog of what we have for sale. But what happens most of the time is the artist, like for example, Sugizo, who's a famous old ex-Japan guy, he is selling a show with us, and he's just on his Twitter tweeting out his sugizo.zaiko.io, the white label OEM link. And if we go here, we can see his logo is here. Our logo is top right, but this page is branded to him, and you can buy the ticket. So that's how it works for all our clients. Like, here's another client page, CB Agent. They do kind of visual K rock things, but you can see it's all branded to their color. It's all branded to their brands. We're not trying to take over what they do. We're trying to help them present to their audience in the way they want. I'm really proud of this client. It's kind of like a Takurazuka type thing in Osaka. And as you can see, they have their own sort of streaming ticketing platform. And they sell all these tickets, and the colors are their colors. The info is whatever information they want to put in. It's all fully customizable. They have a YouTube embedded. And so we're really trying to empower artists and event organizers to build a ticketing system where they can monetize online or offline in the way they want. And here's a final example. This is an idol group, obviously. And they're great. And what they do that's really, really interesting is they tend to sell multiple tickets to the same night. Like, you can even see here, they're selling tickets to the evening show, and then they're selling tickets to the after party. And they also, in the last one, they sold tickets to the after party. So they will sort of repeatedly do sort of messier and messier streams. Like, they'll have the full proper show, and then they have people sitting around drinking beer talking about it, and then they have people drinking beer at another place and talking about it, and the most hardcore fans buy tickets to each thing. So I'm going to show a quick preview too, so you can see another thing that's been happening. Can everyone see this video, by the way? Can you see this video screen? No? Uh-oh. Okay, great. So I'm going to play this. I hope you can hear it too. So what I wanted to show with that video is basically we find that for online events, it's different than offline events. And we're seeing an innovation where the best shows are a combination of three things. There's a performance, of course, and it can be live or it can be pre-recorded. But a really important thing is that it's shot in an intimate way. So as you can see from all of those online concerts, it's not like the camera's in the back of the venue and it's shooting the stage. It's not a concert DVD. It's really almost like a music video where the camera's right in their faces. And then another thing that happens a lot is the content is not only performance, there's behind the scenes, they're drinking beer, there's an after party, they're in the dressing room, they're being interviewed. We have one band where one of the members got a haircut on stage in the middle of the show, things like that. And so we really see a change happening where these online shows aren't a replacement for an offline show. It's not a concert that you film with a camera and then throw up as a concert DVD. It's almost something in between a concert and a music video and an interview, and more like kind of DIY TV. And that's really exciting to us as a startup because it means that we're kind of changing what people expect or what like a form an event can take. This is the final thing, I guess, sort of who we're hoping to work with. So as you can tell, most of our clients are music, but we're open to working with anyone. If there is some educational institutions or seminars or more like B2B business applications for what we do, we're really, really open to working with anyone.